Hey guys, hope you're well. So flexibility is something that a lot of people ask about. How do I develop it? How do I open my hips? How do I open my shoulders? Why is it that other people seem so much more flexible than me? Well, there's so many things, but the best thing you can do to increase your flexibility is consistent practice and doing stretches for 1 to 2 minutes a day. So just picking, say, 3 poses, we'll do 3 poses today, holding each pose for 1 minute, and do that regularly, daily. That's only 3 minutes a day. That's less than 1% of your day. You will find great changes in your flexibility. But the point is, a lot of us get off and we get going and then we stop. Or we do it for a second or a moment, but we don't really commit to the process. So the chances of changing flexibility will not occur unless we do it consistently and unless we really work on poses and hold them consistently. If you look at an elite gymnast or dancer, male or female are both flexible, but they're flexible with many hours of practice a day and many years of practice. So remember not to compare your chapter 1 with someone's chapter 20. So I'm going to give you 3 hip opening poses that will allow you to open your poses of your hips, open up your hips, and you can do this while watching the TV or looking at your social media, and it's only 3 minutes. The first one is going to be sitting here in a nice yogi squat with your hands and your elbows and pushing out. So from the side here, you have this ability to do 2 things. One, hunch down into it, snuggle your shoulders down, and then push your chest through and elbows out. Or 2, sit up tall and push your chest through. Both will push your knees out to the side, which is our aim, and bring our bottom under. Now, if you're someone that lacks the ability to have Achilles flexibility at the moment and you're more up like this, what you can do is put blocks under your heels until such time as you can slowly increase the flexibility. So this is a 2-way street. 1, you are opening up those hips, okay? And you can just wiggle around here for a minute and you can watch TV, you can read a book, anything really, and the time will pass quickly. 2, you're also working on your Achilles flexibility and your posture, because you're sitting up tall, pushing your chest through, shoulders down. So holding this for a minute is going to be a fantastic change to your hip flexibility. Now the second pose is frog pose. So you come down onto your knees, and from here you open up nice and slowly gliding out, okay? So you may start off all the way up here and slowly gliding out. And as you hold these, and the longer you hold this, you can move back and forth a little bit, the wider your legs are slowly going to creep. So I would say 5 minutes in this, but starting with 1 minute is a huge difference. By the time I finish my 1 minute, I'm nearly flat to the floor, but you don't start out that way, particularly when you might start in the morning. A good thing to note is if you drop your belly button down, it's not going to get as great a flexibility as if you pull your core into your midsection. To add a little bit more movement into it is going to help you to get range of motion through your hips, so going back and forth. Your feet will be at right angles with your knees, and your feet will be turned on like this, like they're pressing into a floor, to protect your knees. You can put something under your knees to make it comfortable, and you can just lie around and hold out here. You can also increase up, and you can stretch out your back here if you want to as well. It's all up to you, holding 1 minute. And then finally, slowly come out. You can do your pigeon pose, both sides a minute, so that will be 4 minutes in total. So the first option is with pigeon. Some people may not have the ability, is doing a pose where both legs are in a right angle and you're facing forward and leaning forward and holding here. If you don't have that flexibility to extend the leg, if you do, the first area of it would be to bring your foot in towards your pelvis and holding here up tall before sinking down and lying over your foot. As you get more flexible, you bring it away from your pelvis, turning your foot on the edge of your foot, making sure you're like pushing into the floor. And the more flexible you get, The more you can bring it up to a right angle if you're lying on a mat, or right angle to your body. Flatten your hip down here and then lie down for that 1 minute. You can hold your foot here if it keeps sliding, or extend your arms out. Keep flattening that hip down, okay? And holding here 1 minute before changing sides. Doing this regularly, a couple of times a week, is going to change a huge difference in your flexibility. It's from the little things that big things grow. It's important to hold things, and it's important for consistency. And it's really important not to compare your chapters to someone who's practicing 3-4 hours a day and is practicing it as a profession. It's really important to understand you don't get the splits in one day unless you've already got them. You really don't get a lot of moves in a month. It could even take 2-3 years to come into the splits. For me, it took me two years or so. So take your time, breathe in the journey, and enjoy becoming. It's all about the becoming, because there will always be another destination. You'll never be happy when you achieve it. You'll always want something else. So I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe below if you want more tutorials on different basic of exercises, or a different routine of exercises to open up your heart or shoulders, or some other routine. Let me know. Come join me on Patreon if you want a little bit more specific detail. And most importantly, know you're awesome and have a great day. Namaste.